It's really weird. Like if you like sometimes I put my headphones on and like 2 hours will pass by. Dude, this doesn't even taste like alcohol.
No, it tastes like
This shit's dangerous.
I know. It's only 5%, dude.
Yeah.
It's good wine. I like it, but it's not. If you like wine, you don't like that.
Yeah, fuck off. Can you scoot up a little more? I'm gonna basically have you sucking off the mic. So yeah, I was. This one gotta water my plants. You can clearly see I put way too much water in this one.
Mm-hmm.
This one's dry, like a fucking DC prostitute's vagina. So we gotta fix that up. You know what's really awkward since I am in my parents' house that you actually I've never done a podcast besides the one with my mom where like somebody else was home. I've been telling people that you're gonna be on for a while. People that go to the gym.
Yeah, dude, I've been MIA for a long time with you.
Yeah, but it's been a while. A lot of shit going on. I was in Safeway today, and when we ate the pizza, I was embarrassed with my lack of alcohol consumption. So I was gonna buy a mixer, and I didn't know what type of. You said Moscato, so I looked at like Moscato mixes with like certain wine, and then you say something like, expert wine drinkers won't like it.
Yeah.
Like that makes me angry. It pisses me off because it's like, what gun do you want to like end your life with, right?
Right.
Because all alcohol it's not good for you.
Yeah.
So it's like, just because it tastes better, that all that means is you're gonna hurt yourself quicker. But it's good. I really like it. I don't know. I want to do the. I want to see how it goes.
Every wine drinker that I've talked to doesn't like Moscatos because they're too sweet.
Yeah.
But I enjoy it because it is sweet. I like sweet drinks. I like fruity drinks. So.
I don't want to. What's the other option?
Super dry.
Yeah, that's just.
Like, I don't even know. Maybe like communion wine.
What do you like that's dry?
Right.
Nothing in life that's dry you want.
Well, that's true.
Unless you're an uptight person and the only reason why you like dry wine is because everybody else
likes it.
Doesn't they like sweet wine. It's just like you want to feel really special.
I think dry wine to me is like beer. Like, I don't like beer. So dry wine's like beer.
Yeah, beer. I'm definitely not a beer guy.
I'm not either. But, I can shotgun a beer every now and then.
I don't know how to do that. Definitely not.
But this is like my go-to. If this is my go-to Moscato, and then I have a pink Moscato that I can only get at one place that I know of.
That's the one that you told me to get, Taylor.
Yeah, the Innocent Bystander.
Innocent Bystander.
Yeah, it's from Australia, which I plan on going to in the near future.
Australia?
One of my top places.
Why?
To go to. I don't know, man. Just the fear, I guess, of the wilderness there. I just want to go interact with it.
Yeah, I think like 7 to 8 deadly spiders or snakes hang out there.
Go hang out there's a spot where like during like what is it, like spider migration or whatever, like the park is just covered in spider webs. It's so creepy.
Yeah, and they
looks like fog.
There's like a natural event that happens there where the spiders get like wrapped up in like a wind or something, and it goes over top of a mountain and it literally rains spiders.
Yeah, it's scary. I hate spiders, but I want to go.
I've seen pictures of like those wolf spiders.
Oh yeah, they're horrible.
They like hang up in the corner. They have like 4-foot long legs.
Yeah, you can people say you can hear them chasing you because they're territorial. So
once again, why do you want to go there?
It looks so cool. Everybody says how awesome it is. So I don't, I want to go just to experience it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I'll go swim with a great white or something.
You can hold this. You want to hold it? Might make it easier.
Might
make it easier. That's the issue.
See, it's fine. Well.
Okay. You can just put that down. It's ghetto. So what do you think about the setup?
I like it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's pretty ghetto. It's pretty
PG, man.
Huh?
Pretty PG.
Pretty PG. You wouldn't think it was in a bedroom.
No. I think you'd had it in your basement.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to, but then I realized it's right next to the toilet. And that's like the sub pump makes that noise. I don't want to hear that every 30 to 40
That would make
minutes.
sense. Yeah. That's better for your clothes anyways.
So what's been going on with you?
living my life.
Yeah.
Starting a new career. Day at a time.
Day at a time.
Yeah, man.
There's something interesting about that field of that work. Tell them what you do. Tell them what you do.
Well, so
Actually, no, hold up. Tell them your job history and 'cause there's a few things about you that I think are really interesting, good and bad. But I want you to just I want this platform to just be straightforward. I want you to be able to talk on things that you and I would talk about in a regular conversation, and things that maybe I've said to you, or things that you've said to me, or even our relationship, or when we moved here, and I remember that time you played basketball with me and you fucked me over, just things like that. I wanted to just hear about how was it growing up the only Asian.
Oh, the only Asian? Yeah, the only Asian in this community?
In this neighborhood.
Yeah, it was rough, man. So, basically, me and Michael met through one of our friends, David. We hit it off. We've been friends for what? 23? Dude, we've been friends for
5th grade?
Yeah, something like that. So that's 11 years?
Clearly, we're not good at math.
No.
7, yeah, about, yeah, I would
think we're
say
12 in 5th grade.
10, 11 years, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, 10, 11, actually.
Yeah, and we basically have that relationship of you don't see each other every day, every week, every month, but you pick off where you left off. You never stop talking.
Yeah,
we live so close, but we have so many different things going on in our lives that it's hard to hang out.
Yeah. It's literally like a brother.
Yeah.
You don't have any siblings, right?
I have an older sister.
You have one sister?
But she's, been out of the house since she was 16, so.
I had no idea.
Yeah. She's technically a half-sister, but she's been there my whole life since I was born, so.
She's a half-sister from?
My mom.
Your mom?
First marriage. Yeah. So, but I'll always consider her my sister because she's 8 years older than me.
Yeah.
So she's always been there. So I'll never just say she's my stepsister.
Does she look more Asian than you do? Does she look more Korean than you do? Because honestly,
she's got the round face. She looks more like my mom than I do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look like my parents.
No.
So
your dad looks where did he come from?
Right.
He looks nothing like anybody else.
And then I look nothing like my mom. So I could be adopted for all I know. But I'm definitely not. It's just I don't have their features. I have everybody else's features from the family. So I have the height from my dad's side, and then I have the Asian from my mom's side.
What was your first impression when I moved to the neighborhood? Did you know my cousins that lived here before?
No. David just was like, hey, I'm going down to Michael's house. Do you want to come? And I was like, all right, cool. That's what we did back in the summertime. We all hung out. So
I knew David before?
I think you knew David before me.
I knew David before you. I think I ran into him. I feel like he was jumping around next door.
Probably. He was probably over at Kylie's house.
Yeah, flying around. I think I ran into him. That was when he had really bowl cut orange hair.
He's a skater, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he told me to come over, and I came over. We hung out, and I think from that day we just kept hanging out, and we never stopped until midway through high school.
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, there was times where we didn't hang out at all. How was school for you? The whole experience, high school, middle school.
Middle school was kind of shitty. I was always bigger, so obviously got picked on more. I always grew up kind of being bullied a little bit, but I never let it really get to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you mentioned high school, kind of the same way. Most people know I played. If people were following this that we went to school with, I didn't really play any sports going up to senior year. Then I started playing football. I still caught a lot of slack, even with playing football and sports. The picking on never really stopped. Mm-hmm. But I noticed it kind of stopped when I started lifting weights, and people started to realize how strong I was. And then I got the confidence after I realized how strong I was.
Yeah, that caught on quick. I remember that. I remember
it went around pretty quick.
Because I don't know if I've been working out longer than you have.
You've been working out a lot longer.
I've
been spotty.
Huh?
I was spotty for 5 years.
Yeah, and I remember just where like I was a big kid, but I wasn't like you're like a big.
I was
kid.
315 pounds.
Yeah.
Like I think I was like 300 pounds working out junior year, and then I'm down to where I am now when I play football because running 100-yard sprints at the end of practice every day. And, not barely eating because I was so tired. So I lost all that weight, but I put it right back on after we stopped playing football.
Yeah, it was crazy because I remember you were the neighborhood friend, and then school went on, and I played baseball. You didn't play baseball.
Yeah, I ended up getting cut.
Yeah, and that messed you up.
Right? Oh, it actually hurt. I remember standing out front where I normally would when I came in because my first girlfriend, we always sat there.
Yeah.
I remember seeing all the kids walk in with their baseball bags, and I started crying. I was like, "Motherfucker!"
Yeah, like Jesus, man.
Because I got told why I got cut, and it sucked. It's because the literal Dunn literally said the only reason I didn't make it is because the person that he picked ahead of me played the year before.
Yeah.
And then you guys went on to win states.
Yeah, that was my junior year.
Yeah. I was so pissed.
Yeah. I still have that ring
and then the
somewhere.
person that was playing first ended up getting hurt and never even played the season.
Yeah.
And I know you know who that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird because I look back at that and I always wonder I wonder why I made the team, honestly. Like I really do. Because I wasn't really great at anything. I could hit the ball. I had a decent arm. But it was cool for me though because when I made the baseball team, I knew that was all I was going to try out for. And I also knew that wasn't going to be that was it. I wasn't going to try for any other sports. Mm-hmm. And I remember always wondering why you never played football.
My dad always told me that I should be playing football instead of baseball, even when I was playing for South Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
And the other parents that knew said I should be playing football.
Yeah.
But I was always just too scared. Mm-hmm. I was always self-conscious about doing it, getting hurt, whatever. But I think after I started lifting weights, realizing how strong I was, and then having some of the coaches having Class C my strength, and because I think when I used to go to the wrestling workouts before they had their season and everything, I would go to those because I had a lot of friends that wrestled, so I would go into during the wintertime, I would go into the wrestling workouts, just to warm up and everything. And I got approached by the wrestling coaches and the assistant coach, and they're like, "Are you wrestling this year?" And I'd be like, "No, I'm just here to work out." Mm-hmm. But they wanted me to work, they wanted me to wrestle because they would have put me at heavyweight because class realized how strong I was. Mm-hmm. But I just needed to learn how to unlock that, and I figured out how to unlock all my strength and my power through working out, and everybody saw that. But now at 23. I'm having such an issue trying to get back into that zone of unlocking that strength, which is mind-blowing because I don't know how I did it. But in school, I was focused and locked in. But I think that was testosterone, really.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it has to do with working out, but is there anything else that goes on outside of just the gym that you really find a strength of yours?
Right now, going into my current job, finding out how to fix problems and being a problem solver, and nothing ever goes right, as they say, something will always go wrong, and just having to be able to adapt and figure out how to fix it, how to stop it, how to save the customer money, and do it quickly.
Yeah.
So I like fixing things. That's always been a thing of mine, but I never pursued it until now. And now that I had the opportunity to do it and I got accepted into it, and now it's basically going to be my life for the next 25, 30 years. So I'm happy for it. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually blessed that I found this dude that literally put his name on the line for me to throw me into something I've never done before.
When did you meet the guy? When did you find him?
So I met him last year. It was around February of last year. And I think I was working at Rural Farms still, busting my ass because people called out, and we were in a lunch or dinner rush, and he came in and he saw me, and I told him that he had to wait for his chicken tenders, and he was cool about it. and he was the last guy there, and we were just talking, bullshitting. And then he said, I asked him what he did because I saw him pull up in his big jacked up truck, and he's like, yeah, I paid for that in cash. Mm-hmm. He's like, this is what I do, and he's like, what do you plan on doing with your life? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, thinking about trade, thinking about military, something. I had to do something. I can't stay here the rest of my life. It's killing me. And he waited for like 7 months, watching me work. Mm-hmm. Like he would always come in after the gym. He watched me work, and he was like, you bust your ass a lot. And he slid me his number and the name of his company. He said, text me so I know it's you. And then I'll give you the information, and the next year you can apply for the helper position. I applied, and I got in. Basically, he has a good reputation. But according to my boss, I interviewed very well. I showed a lot of potential of being able to do something. I looked competent enough to do it. And the moment I left that interview, he immediately put me on the hire list as number one priority.
That was all because you deep fried chicken like you cared.
Yep, it's all because I gave a fuck.
Yeah. Pretty. Yeah, and it's so interesting. And, so many people always have, they use words like you use, like blessed or like lucky, or things fall in a certain path out of nowhere, like out of left field. And that's so interesting because I remember you just coming to, always angry about your job.
Always. I mean, I was, I took the manager position because they threatened to cut my hours. So they basically forced me into a manager position. They didn't really force me, but I didn't have any other source of income, and I wasn't trying to make less than what I was already making. So I took the management position, and then it got kind of really out of control with, them always needing me, stay late, do this, do that, and I wasn't making any money. Like, I'm making the same hourly rate, but I'm making like $800 more at this job, mm-hmm. which is wild. And there's no stress. I'm not stressed anymore. I have fun with my job. I know the guys, we all have a group chat. Like, we're always talking to each other. It's really nice. And like with people at work, I wouldn't talk to them outside of work. I don't have anybody's number from that job, but like everybody else in this company, I have all their numbers. We all talk. We're all hanging out. Mm-hmm. Like, it's cool. It's a great atmosphere. And I was just happy. But I was scared because I almost didn't even apply because I was so worried about my, being secure with money. Like, I was so scared of not leaving that I almost didn't try to take this job. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I wouldn't have taken this job, I don't know where I would be because I knew I was going to leave Royal Farms. I knew I was definitely leaving. Like, I wouldn't even probably worked. I probably would have just quit.
Yeah.
But seeing that I took the risk because I've never been a risk taker. I always play the cards out. I'm like, is it even worth it?
Yeah.
And this time I was just like,
I don't even know.
I got to do it.
I look at that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. I'm just like, what? I got to do it. It's basically right up the alley of what I wanted to do. And I took the risk. I was just like, I know what? All they can say is no. So I applied. And it was funny because I was in the middle of getting my food certification for my management thing because I was a manager for 2 years without it. Crazy, right?
Royal Farms, are you watching?
And I
get your shit together.
I was in the middle of taking my test, and I just happened to look down at my phone, and the email came up that says, "New hire, or congratulations, you've been accepted into the program. Please call me back." And I just freaked out, and I almost got up out of my chair and didn't finish the test because it was I already knew getting that email that I was gonna get the job.
Yeah, because you knew the guy.
It's not even that. Everybody, in order to get into the company, you need a recommendation from somebody. You can't just walk in you can't just apply. You won't even be accepted or even thought about.
Yeah.
Unless you're a god. Mm-hmm. It's you have to know somebody to get in type thing. And basically, I knew there was a lot of interviews, and comes to find out from my boss, there was 30 people that interviewed. I was the first guy hired from my group. First interview, first hire. And, it puts a lot of strain on me because I know that, and I know some of the guys that I'm with are lucky to be there because they got bumped up because other people didn't accept it. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure on that, and now my boss considers me a leader of the guys because if we're all standing around doing nothing, we'll all just kind of like bullshit and talk, and then nothing will get done. But if I start to do something, everybody else will start doing stuff. Like they'll wait for somebody to do something, but mainly they'll wait for me. But if I'm not doing anything, they won't do anything. So basically, my boss pulls me aside every once in a while and tells me what needs to get done, and then I start delegating it because that's what I got trained to do at Rural Farms. I have the management position. I'm good at keeping inventory, stock, and everything. We're low on something. I tell my boss, I'm like, hey, we're almost out of this. But nobody else would do it. So I'm constantly having basically I'm happy I worked at Rural Farms because it taught me how to do these things, and now I'm applying it to my career, and it's helping a lot because it's showing that I'm doing stuff, and I'm able to understand everything. And now I've taken it upon myself to learn a lot from this, and I have a lot of guys requesting me to come out to their jobs. I just got requested next week. I'm going to be out on a job 3 days with these people setting up rigging and stuff to do this overhaul. And I'm happy because I met this guy once, and he remembered my name, and it's cool, like because he's a renowned tech, and he was like, I was getting ready to go do the run on Friday, and he walked in, and I was like, hey, you guys need help pulling anything? And he's like, no, we're just getting everything ready for next week. And he was like, you're Charlie, right? And I was like, yeah. And it was cool. Like it made me happy that somebody knew my name that I've only met once. And I met him like 4 months ago. So, I know that I'm making a name for myself, but at the same time, it could also be bad.
Yeah.
Because then people start having expectations.
Yeah, but that's good. Come a little bit. Can you come closer?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's risky. Like the better you do, the more pressure.
A lot more people expect things out of you.
Yeah.
When you're constantly working.
Yeah, but that's the only way you can keep moving up.
Yeah, man.
Right. No one expects anything from you. Then your boss never notices you. You don't. Then
you got a lot of guys that try to fly under the radar.
Yeah.
And you can tell. I mean, even the guys that are
Always
making the big money.
Yeah.
You can tell the ones that, go to work at 7:00. Going home at 11, but still getting paid.
Yeah. They probably weren't frying chicken. Like they care about it like you were.
Right. I mean, it's one of those things where I can't go half-ass in. I'm either all in or I'm not.
Yeah.
So being at this job, it's kind of cool because if you're all in, you'll get the job done, and it's like really accomplishing. Like if something happens and they need it right away and you can fix it and you can help them, that's a good feeling because I always like helping people. So you're helping a $1 million or $1 billion company with air conditioning, dude, they love it.
Yeah.
The faster it can get done, better.
Yeah, you kind of like these big companies. They're the way they make the money is not through you guys, but like the way they keep on allowing themselves to make money.
It's that thing where if the people that work for you are comfortable, they'll work better.
Yeah.
So
that's true. I mean, yeah, it comes back down to like that pride. Your ability to care about what you do. And I remember doing that in the restaurant. Like I didn't like if I was a dishwasher, I'd wash everything off the dishes. And, if I was a busser, I would do the best thing I possibly could. And it's something that I think it isn't lucky, and you've had your fair share of, things that, you've lost people in your life that definitely have taken a toll on you. But it's the ability to, not to get up, but to really find, it comes down to like how much you care and love about yourself. Like how much do you respect yourself enough? Right. If I didn't care about myself, I would have just been a shitty busser, and I would have been a shitty server, and I would have been, a shitty manager of 40 employees, Like I wouldn't care. But it's one of those things where you can go to school all you want, you can read all the books you want, you can work out all you want. You can do as much as you want, but it's like it comes back down to if nobody was there, if the room was empty, would you still wash every single dish?
Yeah.
You know, would you do it well and not just do the dishes, but would you clean the kitchen up after yourself? Would you make sure all the lights are off, even though you don't pay the electric bill?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's weird because the world that, you know, the society.
It all comes down to caring.
Caring.
Do you care?
Yeah, and it comes off nowadays just very much like kiss ass. Like people, I can't tell you how many times people told me like, oh, you're a kiss up, or
you're a suck ass, and
it's like, no, you just suck dick. Like you suck.
Yeah.
Like you suck. It's like I don't suck. I can't walk away from a table that has crumbs on it, and because I will go to bed that night pissed.
I mean, it comes down to, like Andy says, if you can't wipe your own piss off a toilet seat, who the fuck are you?
I love that one. I also love the other one where it's like I can't remember. It has something to do with parking. But yeah, I know that. I mean, that's
or
the
like
truth.
pushing the cart. Like, you know, you got the people that'll put.
That's what it was.
They won't put their carts away.
Yeah,
like,
you can tell a lot from people.
Just by watching them.
You can tell a lot from people, and you can tell people that you personally know. Mm-hmm. And that's a hard thing to do. That's a hard thing to do. And that's something I've struggled with, especially in the past 2 to 3 years. Is being able to delegate the people around you.
Oh, it's hard. But, you know, what is it? It's considered time served is not always something. Like loyalty or something.
Yeah, exactly. And it's
just because I've known you for so long doesn't mean like, oh, we're cool and I'm just gonna overlook that.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to really, you know, people have this sense of, as long as I know who you are, you know who I am, there's a sense of loyalty there, and it's thank you, good sir. Mm-hmm. It's a really important lesson. And it's your ability to work when nobody else is watching. It's your ability to get up and do the job when you don't want to, but at the same time,
trust me, I don't like waking up at 4:30 in the morning every day.
Of course not.
It ruins my day. I mean,
and who knows that this is a career? You know, it's one of those things where, yes, right now it's a career.
Oh yeah, I'm all in for this, but you know, we've even talked about it in the office. Like, at any moment, we could lose our contract.
Yeah.
We lose our contract. We lose our name. We lose our name. We lose business.
Yeah.
And, you know, or one day the owner can just say, screw it, I'm selling the company, and we're all lose our jobs.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not set in stone, and it's kind of scary knowing that because, like, I can invest 10 years, and then eventually, like, the company could just disappear.
Yeah.
And it's a scary thought of knowing, like, time served, not always anything. Like, some people don't care.
Nobody does.
So if, you know, the company goes under or whatever, of course I'm not going to stop doing what I do, but it'll be hard to find somewhere to go. I might have to move. Mm-hmm. But, like, right now I'm just happy to be in this company. So
yeah, and you're learning a lot of lessons.
I mean, I learned a lot, not even just, you know, based off what we do, but how to interact with people. You know, you can't get your feelings hurt because, you know, a lot of the guys are really stressed out. And I've seen some of the guys, like, they get really stressed out over some of these things because they care. And that's good. If they're not stressed out, that means they don't care. Mm-hmm. And, like, especially, like, if you, as a new guy, I mean, we're not considered new guys anymore, but, like, in the first month or two, if we made a mistake, it's, like, one thing. But, like, I've seen the guys, like, some of the guys I work with make a mistake. And, like, I've seen other higher-up journeymen, like, kirk out on them. Because, like, we're not new anymore. We know the process. We know what we need to do. We know what we need to check. So, like, a tool went out and it wasn't working. That's on us. Mm-hmm. But they should have checked it, and they didn't.
Well, they delegated responsibility to you, and if you don't, like,
well, if you our responsibility is when something comes back, check it, test it, make sure it works. If it's broken, tell the boss, and if the boss can't get it, we pull it and we send it out for repair. You know, or if we can't fix it, it goes out, and that's what it's supposed to go down. But I can tell some of the guys are getting lazy. You know, I'm not there all the time. I'm always usually out. So if I'm out and it comes back and it doesn't get tested, that's why I test. And even if somebody else tests something, I'll test it because I don't trust anybody to do it right.
Plus, no one cares if it's wrong, and you're like, well, you know, the person before.
Yeah, right, and like that's what pisses me off because if I take a piece of equipment out and it's not working, but because I didn't check it when it came back the first time, that's on me because I brought it out.
Yeah.
Who are they going to yell at?
As it
The
should
person
be.
that's bringing it out.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where like I'm constantly like, I'll work on Saturdays. The past couple Saturdays, big changes in life. So like I've been kind of chilling out, not working as much. But like normally I'll go on Saturdays. I'll do the checks. I'll do the things that nobody wants to do. I don't care. I'll work myself into the ground, but I care. And I like it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't bother me that I don't have an outside life because I'd rather care about my job. But you can care too much too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you can start developing an identity with it too. You see that all the time. I mean, you probably work with people like that.
Yeah.
Like that's what they are.
Yeah, they are work.
They are work.
I've noticed there's with some of the new guys that I work with, it's like the whole leave your personal life at home when you walk to the door and leave work at work when you go home. And a lot of people, I mean, the younger guys, 21-year-olds, 19-year-olds, they have trouble differentiating like when to keep work and life separate.
Yeah.
Because like, I mean, I recently we broke up with my girlfriend. So like, I left that at home as much as I could.
Yeah, as much. Yeah.
And, the guys saw my change throughout the week, but nobody said anything. My boss saw it. And, my boss being the guy he is, like, he's cool. He like pulled me aside. He's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Oh, me and my girlfriend broke up." I mean, he could see it. Like, I was staying away from everybody because every once in a while, I would hear a song or something, and it would just like break me down, and like I'd start tearing up. And I told my boss, and I was like, this isn't the place for me to start crying in front of these guys. So it's like, this is like really hard to keep it down, but I really need to. And I think one day I was on my way to a job site, and I made sure two other guys were following me in the other truck, and I wanted to ride alone. And I just cried the whole way to the job site. I got it out of my system on the way to a job site. Got to the job site, wiped my face off, went straight to work.
Yeah, sometimes that's the best thing to do is just work.
I wanted to tell my boss so many times. I was like, I was unloading a truck, and I was just like, I was crying unloading a truck.
Yeah.
But like I'm lifting these heavy pieces of equipment, and I'm just crying and like just doing my job. But everybody walked away from me. So like I felt okay, and I felt safe enough to let it out. But if I saw one of them come back, I would just wipe my face and I'd go back to normal.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't have to do that. But like the guys are so young, they would start picking on me, and I don't like. It's not that I don't want them to pick on me. It's like the respect thing, and I know if I get rubbed the wrong way and I get pissed off, it's not good for them or me because I get a little intense around them because it's a alpha thing. So like, I just try not to let them see
a hierarchy thing. Yeah.
And because emotions are a thing, and I guess I would rather if like one of them, if I know they're upset, I'll go out of the way and make sure they're good. Like one of the guys knew about the breakup because I was supposed to work with him on this Saturday before it happened, and I gave him a call and I was like, "Hey man, I'm not coming in." I was like, "If you want to come in, you can." I was like, "But I'm not gonna be there. I got too much shit on my mind right now." He's like, "What happened?" I was like, "I called it." So he was like, "Oh damn man, that sucks." And he's kind of been there. He like checked up on me. He texted me that morning. He's like, "How you doing?" I was like, "Dude, I'm doing as good as I can, whatever." And I was like, "I'm sorry I didn't come in." He's like, "Dude, don't worry about it. I didn't go." It's like there's only so much I can do by myself, so I just stayed at home too. He's like, "Don't worry about it. Take some time, chill out. I'll be there. I'll check on you on Monday." I was like, "All right, cool." So every day he kind of like asked me how I was doing. It was cool. I mean, you were checking up on me. So people that knew about me checking on me. So I hid it from my family for a little bit because they were gone. I hide things from my family just because I don't like the way they jump to conclusions so quickly, and they don't really care about my feelings about it. So it is what it is on that. But it's just a weird relationship, man.
You and who you work with, or?
Yeah, I mean, we bust each other's balls so much. It's like second nature. So I just don't feel comfortable being that open with them.
Yeah.
But like with my boss, I will. I'm like, I'll tell. I told him that one day. I was like, because before he sent me out on that job, I was gonna say, I was like, dude, can I go in my car and just like cry this out real quick? Because I am a mess and I can't work right now. But I forced myself to work because I can't stop working.
Yeah.
And it turns out some of the other guys heard me because they were in the break room when I was talking to my boss about it. He was just like, so everybody eventually knew, and everybody just didn't give me shit for it. It was kind of cool because like normally one of the younger guys would say something, but it's like they all kind of respected it. So.
Well, yeah, it's something that every guy experiences, so it's kind of hard to make fun of it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, if you're feeling down, the people you work with constantly bust your balls. Like, it's not gonna make you feel any better.
Yeah.
But it's like it really is like a brotherhood. So like, we all kind of had each other's back. We all just kind of fucking around, just joked about it. So ended up getting through it. I mean, I'm good now as much as I can be. Still got more things I need to work out, obviously. Make sure you're emotionally stable to continue with your life. But on a good note, like, I'm pretty okay.
Yeah, I mean, usually the best thing to do is to break down everything and try to say what was good, what was bad, what did I go wrong, where did I go wrong.
It's one of those things where I will take when I get into a relationship, I know my self-worth before going into one. As soon as I get into one, my self-worth goes out the window, and I'll do anything and everything in my power to make that other person happy.
Yeah.
And I can ruin myself and make myself unhappy or whatever. But as long as they're happy, I'm happy, which I need to stop doing. I understand that. But my biggest thing is I have a hard time stepping back and really seeing what's happening.
Yeah, perspective.
Other people see it, and I just don't listen to them.
Yeah.
And that's happened quite a lot.
Usually happens that way.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, and then like when you actually sit down and talk to people that have seen it for a while, and you actually have a conversation with them, like I had, it was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, what was I doing? I was just letting it happen.
Yeah, you get caught in just...
You just get blinded by love. Or what you think is love.
It's not even like love. It's the same thing with like Royal Farm. Same thing with it. It's the same thing where you just get caught in the routine. You know,
I hate change.
Yeah, you get caught in...
Nothing is worse than change with me. Like, drastic changes quickly will throw me off for a while. Like, so it's like, deaths, new jobs, new interactions with people will throw me for a loop, and it freaks me out.
Yeah, you've always been a very introverted person.
I'm a very introverted extrovert.
Yeah.
If you get me drinking out in public with people, I'm the coolest dude ever.
Yeah.
But if I'm not drinking, I am not talking to anybody.
I feel like that is what an introvert is, though. An introvert is somebody who, if they do drink, they do get...
Yeah, as an introvert, I mean, I'm just really... I've been to myself, but lately I've been trying to get out. Because, you being my best friend, and other than that, I don't really have anybody else to go out to. Like,
yeah.
And you have your own life. So, like, and our schedules don't line up anymore. So this is actually a miracle that we have a chance to do this.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're off tomorrow, so you don't have to go to work, and you're home for this weekend. So it's very rare that we get this altercation.
Yeah.
Or interaction.
Altercation means we're going to fuck each other up.
Yeah.
We could afterwards.
We might.
It wouldn't be out of...
I mean, we've come to blows once before.
It wouldn't be out of the ordinary.
Right.
So now I would try to turn around and run the other direction.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do too well. I would not do too well.
But it's like, I think I just want more out of life than what I have now. I mean, constantly.
You've always been so scared.
It's change, man. I've always been scared of change. It's the one crippling thing of that and failure. And I feel like I don't know about the change part. I know failure is a big thing with people, but like together, it sucks. Because I'll run over in my head every situation that could go wrong. Not a single run that's can go right. They're all wrong. And, you know, people will see that and they'll be like, oh, you're a negative person. No, I just think about what can possibly go wrong. And I think of every little thing that can go wrong. And it's just like, it scares me out of doing something.
Yeah, that's why you develop this comfort space, like your bedroom.
Yeah. I mean, not even my bedroom. I could care less about being there. That's the thing. Like, it's so weird. I don't like being home. I feel really comfortable just in my car.
Well, a lot of it, I mean, a lot of it, direct issues have come from the home.
Oh, yeah, you can't lie about that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that's going on through childhood.
Unspoken language and shit.
Oh, yeah, dude. Almost all my issues come from home. And looking on the outside of it, like most people did in school, they see, oh, you're from Davidsonville.
Yeah. Which is
you're
like
a rich kid.
wealthy
like
suburb.
Yeah, you're privileged. Your parents give you everything. The fuck no. Like, to this day, it's the reason why I feel like
I watched this man literally get. I don't know if I should say this. I watched this man literally get the shit beat out of him by his mom, and then his mom would turn around, get the shit beat out of her by her mom, and then his mom would beat the shit out of her mom. And then Dad would come home from work, limping inside, sitting down, and Charles and I would be upstairs like, what the fuck just happened? And Charles is like acting like nothing happened. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, dude. I learned to hide
just
that
shut up
and put that in the back of my head. Yeah. Everything that I've seen, everything that I saw, I just push it to the back of my head. I don't bring it back up.
Yeah.
But to certain people, things that I've hidden will eventually come up because I feel safe enough to talk about it. And the moment I tell that person the darkest things that my family doesn't know about and stuff like that, like, they always leave. It's so disheartening, like, to tell people like your deepest, darkest secrets that nobody knows about. I mean, you don't even know about most of them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
And now I just don't, like, I have to act like I don't even know you, and you know everything about me.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's the saddest thing ever is to get to know somebody so well, and then the next time you see them is to act like you don't even know them. Because that's what they want.
I mean, you also desperately looking for somebody to fill that void, right?
I'm looking for everything I didn't get as a child.
Yeah.
Like, so we just talked about that. I'm on a scale of, I think it's like, out of 12, I'm a 9 and a 9 in words of affirmation and physical interaction.
Yeah.
A hug and a "you did great" goes so far with me.
Always.
Whereas
have.
other people, it's not like that because they got that as a kid.
Yeah, if you come up like in a like a trophy generation, if you come up like as a single child, it's the opposite side of the spectrum.
It's like, I didn't get it. You know, my dad was always kind of like a hard ass. Mm-hmm. My dad wasn't really around a lot. I mean, he worked to put food on the table, and my mom didn't really care about my sports. Me and my mom didn't have a relationship until I turned 18. And, so like there was constant fighting and, disagreements, and like she would always tell me she's not taking me to like baseball practice or something, and I would freak out because like I play a sport. Like, can you just drive me?
Yeah.
And if she wouldn't do it, like, it would just cause tension and like things would be said, and I turned to like look out. Like, now when I get mad, and if I actually get really mad, I say things that I don't mean, but I don't catch myself.
Yeah.
Because it's just a no filter zone at that point. And sometimes it's really shitty because I say some really mean things, like, and hurtful things that make me feel like a shitty person.
Yeah.
Because, like, I never should have said it, but at the same time,
truthful too, though.
When I'm mad, truthful things do come out.
Yeah.
But it's just the things I never got as a kid that go a long way. Mm-hmm. But now I'm like a fucking 8-year-old in a 20-year-old body trying to find what I couldn't have. And it makes it rough on relationships, and I know. Because I could definitely tell my past one, like, what I was looking for, I was never going to get.
No, and
I still stayed, even though I saw I wasn't going to get what I needed.
Of course.
Because I didn't want to.
Because you deserve it.
That's not even...
Because in your head, that's what you deserve. Because it's what you've been taught. You don't deserve shit. So you're going to put yourself through shit.
Yeah, and I...
Because you equate that to, like, happiness in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I just, like... I feel like I just really want to be loved the way I wanted to be loved as a kid that I never got. Well, not even that I wanted to be as a kid, like, because as a kid, you don't really know. So growing up the way I did is like, everybody grows up a different way. You always think that's the way, life is.
That's all you know.
But everybody has a different way of growing up. There's no right and wrong way to raise somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You either get raised this way, or you get raised this way, or raised this way. You don't ever get raised badly, because there's no way to get raised bad. In my perspective, at least.
Yeah, because even if you do,
you still got raised.
Well,
you're grown up. Like.
Well, also, if you are raised in a terrible situation, like abusive physically and whatever it is, drugs, guns, whatever it is, that's still not bad. That's bad to me, but to that kid, that's
their life.
Reality. That's life. That's
exactly.
what they know. I know with Taylor, she worked at this place where she worked with kids who have a terrible upbringing. And you can just see. She told me you could just see, and it was so sad for me to hear that these kids at 5 years old are gone, like they're not coming back, just from the shit that they've experienced. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's something that I had I struggled with big time with I know with Taylor and I, we went through a hard time. I had to bounce back, and I just don't take responsibility. I didn't take responsibility for any of my actions. I would always blame things on her. I would ask her for affirmations. I would make it always seem like it was her fault because I didn't want it to be my fault, and it took a long time. And I think the greatest thing for me, I know the greatest thing for me is that when it did go wrong, I didn't try to fix it for myself because I couldn't. She was gone. She was in college. I couldn't figure it out. Mm-hmm. So I had to just spend weeks just alone. Like, I remember I would just go fishing, and I would literally, as I was fishing, I was listening to serial killer podcast. Like, it was just dark, but that was the point in my life where I still remember when I called my therapist. I was in Bowie, which it's funny. Every time something goes wrong, I always go back to Bowie, which is like where I grew up. Or not where I grew up, but I spent a lot of my life there. And I went to this pond I used to always go to with my daycare lady. And I was just, trying to fish. I mean, as much as you could, in between crying. And because I had everything that she could contribute to the relationship, she was contributing. I couldn't contribute anything. At least not in a relationship way, but as in a friendship way. And I remember just sitting there and I finally got fed up. I finally got pissed off enough, and I finally started blaming myself, which is something that I've never wanted to do. And I finally started blaming myself, and I literally just looked up therapist, and I matched it with the list that my health insurance covers, and I called one, made sure it was a girl. She talked to me, set up a time, came in, and just talked. And I remember I told Taylor, hey, I found a therapist. She didn't care. And I respect that so much. It was like protecting yourself. And that was something that I found so attractive. And at the time, I wasn't mad about because there's only one person to look at. It was me. That was the only person I could look at. Because I didn't break up with her, and she broke up with me, but I had to break up with myself. Right. I had to break up with the person that I thought I was, and the insecurities I was holding, and I had to just come to a realization of many things. And through therapy, through meditation, just quietness, through just no distractions, I finally started piecing together some things, and it actually came to a point where I wasn't even texting Taylor anymore. I became so isolated, and I forget what happened. I told her parents they were like inviting me over for dinner, and I came over, and I remember just pulling up to the house, and it's Taylor's not there. She's in college. It was her parents, and it was her sister. And I had basically like almost a beard. I was relatively out of shape, but I had just more introspective view on myself. And I just had, and it was to this day, it's one of the saddest moments of my life. And it sounds so dumb, but I remember just going up there to go to the restroom and upstairs, and I looked in her bedroom. She wasn't there, but I was there. I was like, this doesn't make sense. I'm supposed to be there with her, but I wasn't. And I couldn't even say that I was ever going to be there again.
Right.
Because we weren't together. But it was so humbling. Like, I really had to be like, holy shit, this is what these people, you don't even date their daughter anymore. And you're still over having dinner. What does that say about them? And I had to sit there and I had to talk to them. And she came home for winter break, and, it was always me. Therapy was for me. It wasn't for us. Right. It was never for us. That was a byproduct of it. I never went there to fix our relationship, to fix us. I went there to fix me. And it has allowed me to grow as an individual, do things that I want to do. I mean, literally, I'm at the point in my life now where everything I'm doing is for me. It's for nobody else. I'm not working at a restaurant to keep a restaurant together and help other people. I'm going to learn personal training for myself. I'm going to school for myself. I'm doing this podcast for myself. Right. I'm doing everything I do for myself. I'm saying no. I'm finally weighing out options before I just impulsively make decisions. I'm doing things now that give me a sense of satisfaction. I'm talking to my parents. I'm telling them what I think and what I think about my childhood. I've put people on the spot. I've put my dad on the spot, put my mom on the spot. I've talked to people. I'm honest with people. I don't lie to people anymore. I look in the eye if I'm going to say something that's going to hurt them, but something they need to hear. And that's came from just, I had to stop lying to myself. It's so easy, right? It's so easy to lie to yourself. It takes no.
Especially if you've done it your whole life.
Yeah, and especially if you do it out of protection.
Yep.
Because then it's the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. But it comes to a point where you get to a certain age or a certain point in life where nobody cares anymore.
Right.
Nobody cares. And it's all about now it gets to the point where you're just pushing people out of your life. Mm-hmm. I had to go through my first relationship, and even to this day, dude, I wouldn't been able to be with myself. And it's one of those things where saying that is so hard for so many people. And I hear people say it all the time, like, dude, like, Mike, how do you just, like, you look at the world as such a different view? It's like, it's not that. I refuse to look at the world at one view. One perspective. I want to put myself in everybody's, I wouldn't say shoes, because I don't like that, because that's
the way you see the world is somewhat like somebody else sees it completely different.
Yeah, and that's something that is so important. And it's not your job to help other people. It's not your job to make things for your girlfriend. It's not your job. Like, when people asked me 2 years ago, what do you want to do when you get older? I want to help people. It's like, well, cool. You're not going to help anybody. It's like saying you're gonna fly if you're a human. You just never will.
Right.
You literally have to save yourself. Mm-hmm. You got to take care of yourself. You're not gonna do anything. You're not gonna take care of a tribe if you can't hunt. You got to learn how to hunt. You got to learn how to do these things. You got to learn how to make tools. You got to learn how to hunt down the animals. Like,
you have to survive for yourself.
Yeah, you have to delegate activities that are only fulfilled by you and not from anybody else.
I've realized that you can't put somebody that's happy with themselves and somebody that hates themselves and put them together, and you think that your happiness will outweigh their sadness. If they're not happy with themselves, the relationship's never going to work.
No.
You have to live two separate lives and be happy with them and put them together as a union.
Yeah. And you're not going to save everybody. You're going to save nobody.
You shouldn't have to. It's not anybody's job to save.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's really powerful for somebody to be able to
it's hard to be happy. It's
well, you're not supposed to be though.
Well, no, making yourself happy, that's probably like the hardest thing to do. Absolutely. And as most people would say, like, oh yeah, I'm happy. Are you really happy? Or are you just saying it because somebody asked you how you're doing?
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, like,
how's
the
really?
weather? Yeah.
Like, that's just a common answer. How's your day going? You doing everything good? Of course, you're not gonna say no.
Yeah.
Because you don't want them to ask why.
But I'll be damned if someone says they're not doing well, they'll tell me that they're not doing well.
Right.
You know, and I
you'll
think
ask me, and I'll be like, no.
Yeah, and I think that's very important. I think.
And then you ask why, what's wrong, and then like some people would be like, oh, that's not a real fucking issue. I'm like, well, it's a real issue to me. That's why I'm not going good.
Yeah,
So if you're gonna judge me off that, why the fuck did you ask?
Yeah, that's. Yeah, and I spent trying to understand.
Sorry that I cuss.
No, you're fine. Trying to understand that. I used to always think that I had no issues because I would look around and someone else would have like a worse issue.
Right.
And Taylor brought that up. She's like, that doesn't mean that you don't have like something going on. You know?
Just because somebody else has it worse than you.
Yeah, that's all relative too.
But at the same time, it's not your job to go out of your way to try to stop that.
Hey, well, it's not your job to like you said. Say it's not your job to be there to lean. Now that is up to a point though. Up to a point, it is your job. I'm sorry, you have a kid. It's your job to. You know what? You may have to.
There's
suffer.
always an asterisk with everything.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're in a relationship where you two are already in the process of looking down the road for a family, you're going to have to make selfless decisions, and you're going to have to put other people ahead of you. But the only way you can do that out of non-resentment towards that person is if you can look back at what you're doing, and you're doing something for yourself. I mean, you see people all the time getting divorced, and
it's a super high rate now. Dude, yeah. And with our generation, the whole self-love thing, which personally, cool about the self-love thing, but y'all are just.
But what the?
Eventually, it's gonna fuck.
Well, what are you talking about?
They're like, I don't want a relationship because self-love, and I'm just like, you do like as of right now, like our generation, the relationship level after 21 is like way down. Like, everybody's single.
Well, a lot of that has to do with social media. I would
which is like
say
kind of cool, I guess, but like that's kind of bad for our survival. If everybody's single,
well, you can't have self-love if you're not like people who grow up single forever. They're not. Come on.
Are you gonna tell me you're happy being alone?
Yeah, like it's.
Oh, I don't need anybody. I don't need no man. I don't need no woman. Like, bullshit.
Yeah, it's.
Everybody needs somebody.
Everyone does. Yeah, but
just because you're dealt a shitty hand doesn't mean that like you should stop looking.
I agree.
There's somebody out there for everybody.
And it's not even about
everything's a lesson.
Yeah, and it's not about finding. It's not about looking for a relationship.
Your best friend can be the only person you need in life.
That's true. Yeah, no, I agree. But you also really have to find some. You know, you gotta find yourself. You know, and that shit's scary, especially at this age.
Well, you know, and that's what I think the self-love thing should be about. But the self-love thing isn't really about finding yourself, because I see a lot of people doing the self-love thing, and it's just like,
well, let's face it,
you're not really doing
it's just
anything
a business tactic. It's literally, you know how many people make money off of that nonsense?
I know.
Like motivation.
Self-help, you know. What are the other things? You know, get rich quick things.
Yeah, motivation is something that makes me want to throw up in my face.
And there are very few out there that can do it, though.
Yeah, well, the ones that do, they've done it.
Yeah.
You know, they're not out there fucking
bullshitting,
telling me on Instagram stories how
to do this.
It's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, a bunch of bullshit. Honestly, that's what I like about my podcast. Is all the responses I get about this is I don't tell people what to do. I don't tell people how to do anything. I tell them what I did, what worked out for me, and what did not work out for me. You know, right? That's what it's about.
That's all you can do.
I mean,
hey, I tried this, so you can try it. It might work for you. Cool.
Yeah.
It didn't work for me, though.
Yeah, and I can sit up here all day, and I can tell you where I got these lights from, where I got these cameras from, where I got the setup from.
You gotta have to drive.
You're not gonna do it. No one's gonna do it. If I put $2,000 in front of you right now, no, okay, let's go farther. Let's say I put, I don't know, $30,000 right in front of you right now. I put a lighter next to you. I lit that shit on fire. You would never do that. You would not do that. I did that with a clothing company, you know.
Yeah, dude.
But I made the money back. You know, I made roughly $30,000, but there's something about having to do it. Like if I give you exactly how to start Amazon, you're not going to do it. You can't do it. Because it's because you got to learn the way you go along the way.
I mean, even if somebody gave you the money and told
I would have burned that shit so quick.
And told you to go, go start your business.
Yeah.
Go do it.
Yeah.
People would take that money. That business might get started, but it won't go further than that.
No,
because then they'll realize, oh, this is actually hard. Mm-hmm. And it's like, because it's always the excuse, I don't have the money to start something.
Yeah.
If somebody gave you the money, would you still go start it? And I think we had this conversation because I thought about starting something.
Look at this.
I was all about starting this, and then I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna go through with it, so I'm not even gonna try to start it.
It's right here. I have 16 items listed on eBay right now. Books. Look, I have 16 items right here. None of them are sold yet, but I have bids for everything.
Dude, I remember when you started your business and you were selling everything to make your money.
I have $10.50. I have $15 potentially right here. I have 3 days left on this shit. 56 views. I have $15 possibly coming in to start. Honestly, to pay for that's for college.
Right.
And there's something about that.
Dude, I've seen you. You sold everything that you once loved as a kid for this
Gone.
company. I watched you sell everything.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy is currently right now I'm not producing anything. I'm not making anything. And I'm not losing my damn mind. And people ask me all the time, where
I remember you stressing. You like something would come out, it would blow up, and you would be like, I need the money now because I need to like something else.
Oh yeah.
And like I've been messing with you. I've been asking you like when the shirt's coming out.
Oh, you want to?
Because I most definitely want one of those shirts.
Oh, you don't even want to know, dude. People don't. Okay, let's see if I can get this shit.
I've been dying to get my hands on one of these shirts.
This is what happens when I do laundry.
Oh yeah, is this the one that you stained? See, that looks cool though. But
that looks cool.
You need to do the whole thing though.
But not for this is $100 shirt right here though. This is what happens. This is like I had people reaching out to me. How do you make samples? How do you know how much to buy? I'm like, you don't. Go ahead. You don't know.
Oh yeah, I remember the one prototype shirt you gave, the sweatshirt. It was like you were like, yo, this is an extra large. I put that thing on and I couldn't take it off.
Yeah,
I had to cut the sleeves off of it.
Between that and the language barrier and the fucking apparently China sometimes each year just shuts down all the factories for a month because they're communists. They do whatever the hell they want.
Right.
Between that and then trying to figure out Pakistani language, or trying to figure out Indian languages. Or one time, this is fucked up. One time I was rushing them for my sweatshirts. I'm like, come on guys, where are my sweatshirts? What's going on? And I was in China at the time, and she was like, I guess I was rushing them. I believed that they were getting made, but I think in her world, she thought I didn't believe that she was making them. But I actually was just worried that it was taking too long. So she took a picture of the factory, and she sent me a picture of the factory, the Chinese sweat shop, and I was like, oh god, like it was like 2:00 in the morning, getting ready to fall asleep, and she sends me this. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, it's like little kids and they're working. And then I was asking for material for my long sleeve shirts. Oh no, for those shirts, yeah, those shirts right there, the one I just showed you. And the dude, it was in India. Some dude took a picture of the fabric that I wanted, like in his mud cabin with his shoes on. And I saw his nasty ass toes. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm over here sitting in my freaking 3,000 square footage house. And I'm like yelling at this poor Indian dude.
Right.
to make
Where's my clothes?
Yeah. And so it's so funny when people ask me, like, how do you start a clothing company? I look at them like, dude, if we had Taylor on right here right now, she would go in. There was nights where I remember this one night where,
she might just call you. She can just hear you now.
She doesn't want anything to do with science anymore. Well, she's actually the one who got me into it.
Yeah. No.
She called me out of my bullshit. I was like, I want to do this. I can do this. And then we were on the.
She was just like, do it.
She's like, shut the fuck up. Like I literally was exhausting her.
I think it was on a car ride. I think I remember you telling me that.
Yeah,
it's probably on one of your YouTube videos.
Probably, and that's all I do like that. And even the YouTube thing, I was like, why not? I've always been like the one who just like. I've always been like the laughing stock, but there's something about these, there's something about blinders too, right?
Right.
Once you put the blinders on, it's like, dude, you know how many people are watching this podcast right now? They probably like, oh, the fucking talk about blah blah. Dude, fine. Right. There's so many people worry about that right there.
Oh, I know, most of the things I say I know are probably wrong, but I don't care. I'll still say it. Call me out on it at least.
Also, if you make it this far in an episode, you care about something. Unless you went to the shower, jerked off, and you came back,
Right, you
like
just had it playing in the background.
Yeah, which is fine because I thank you for
sex.
the minutes too. I
That
thank you
works.
for giving me my minutes. Also, if you made it this far, like the video, or if you guys listening on audio, please leave it a rating. But there's just something about it. I've always been astonished. I've told people so many times how to do it. I've literally have made YouTube videos on how to start a company.
You've made like 4.
I don't have a successful company. Listen. I don't have a $1 million company, but I have a business license. I pay business taxes, and I have multiple streams of revenue. So, am I successful? I don't know. But
People still look up to you.
Exactly. Do I know that I have put in as much effort as I could in things? Yes. If I had money, I would still be running signs. Are you kidding me? I would still be running it, but I just couldn't. You gotta figure something out, dude. You only make so much money as working a fucking towel folder at a gym, You only make so much money. And I tell people
You're making pretty good money for doing that.
Yeah, because I'm working a butt ton and I'm selling the hell out of contracts. But it's one of those things where it's like I have people ask me, like, I'm always reading at the front desk, like, oh, you're reading that for school? And it turns into, are you going to school? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to school. They're like, oh, it's just like a part-time gig. I look at them like, what? A part-time what? This is a summer gig? You think I'm working at a gym for a summer gig? No, I'm doing this full-time, you idiot. And then they're like shocked. I'm like, dude, you probably have 3 kids that you're raising right now and working a job. What I'm doing is nothing compared to you. And I look at that as like, that is opportunity, dude. I get so excited when someone thinks that I'm doing something special. That means everybody else sucks, dude. You know how easy it is to be like motivational these days? No one does anything. I get so excited. I get so damn excited because there's so many lazy fucking people out there these days.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot of lazy people.
And it's so easy to do well. All you have to do, you don't even have to do anything. If you just don't get on social media for a week, people assume you're grinding. People assume you're working if you're not on social media.
Well, especially with you, because you went dark for a while.
Oh, yeah. But that was me.
Yeah.
I don't hide anything.
Yep.
I don't hide anything. And that shit gets me in trouble all the time.
It's funny because you say that, like, I have social media and everything. Dude, I barely post. If I'm posting, that means like I'm in my fields or something. But like Instagram, my last photo was my car.
Yeah.
And the last photo before that was my car when I first got it.
You got that Instagram where it's like, if someone like,
if you look at it, it's like, ew, 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 and then it like gets into like the motivational shit of me losing all my weight, and then it just stopped because I gained 30 pounds. But like, and then it was like I posted my Jeep. I was like, brand new car, what's up? And then I posted it again because I just got it worked on.
It's actually the caption. What's up?
And then like, it makes me happy that like I'm able to, I was able to go out and buy a brand new car.
Yeah.
And I was able to do stuff to it, and I have more plans to do stuff to it. Mm-hmm. But it's just like it's a process. Mm-hmm. You just gotta work your ass off.
Yeah, you're that guy who you never use social media.
No, and I could, and I probably should. I mean, I'd probably have
if you want
more
to
friends.
If you want to.
Yeah, I mean, but you gotta look at it like
you don't need to.
If anybody from school is watching this, most people like didn't really even know who I was. Yeah. And most people still don't. But like the people that know who I am,
you take your wiener out and pee on them. It doesn't matter.
Because it's like it's cool. Like it's cool seeing the people that we went to school with, and then like them seeing me and recognizing it's me. Like there's plenty of people that have just I've seen, and then just walk right by me. Yeah. Because they don't even remember who I was. But like I remember them and remember what they did and if they did anything bad to me. Yeah. But like I'm not the one to be like oh what the fuck, like no, like I'm just gonna go. If you recognize me, cool. Yeah. You dap it up, hang out, what's up? But that doesn't really go any further than that. Because like if we weren't really friends in school, why am I gonna be friends with you now? Yeah. So like everything that I'm doing is like good. Like I'm in such a good position now, and I think I'm in a healthy enough position to where like moving forward in life, like I just have nowhere to look but forward. Yeah. I stopped looking backwards. I stopped feeling sorry for myself. all the the basic motivational shit.
Well, backwards doesn't exist. The past doesn't exist.
It does if you let it.
No, but it doesn't though. The only. God damn it, Charles.
All right, let's get intellectual.
No, it's the memories you have from the past are only there to make you watch your step for the future. There's nothing that you remember from the past that is there just because it's there. And the way you view everything from the past is already, is from your viewpoint. Mm-hmm. We could experience the same thing 10 years ago, same exact situation. You could experience it as a negative. I could experience it as a positive. And that's what I mean. Like the past, your experiences and your memories, they don't exist. The future doesn't exist either. We have an idea of what we want, but it's not a thing. It's
nothing set in stone.
It's nothing is, and also
the world's
nothing.
Always spinning. We're always changing.
And it's so easy to realize that. I think it's easy for people to understand that the future is not real, but it's so hard for people to sit there and actually be like, oh, the past doesn't matter, because it doesn't. It doesn't. But also at the same time, there are certain things that happen to you that you can't run away from. But at the present, you had a choice to make those decisions. But like anything that's happened to me, it doesn't exist. It's just everything is a one. It's a wave. Everything's a wave, and everything that's happened to you or you've seen or if you've heard, it's all over. You can't. We all know people who just sit there and say that is the reason why that happened, but they don't do anything about it.
Oh yeah,
it's working on it.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like I used my past to fuel everything that I've done. Always thinking that I was a fuck up, being told I was a fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not a fuck up.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking at a really good future, and like as long as I stay with it and I don't mess it up for myself, because I'm at the position now, I can only ruin this for myself by doing something stupid.
Yeah.
Then that's what I've been told. Like company literally, like you can burn down a building and they won't fire you, but if you drive like an idiot, they'll fire you.
Liability money right there. You got that liability money.
Yeah, like it's crazy because they've said like they've had guys like basically waste like $250,000, and they show up to work the next day and they don't even. It's not the company covers it.
Yeah,
because they're a good worker.
Yeah.
But if you have a drunk driving incident in your personal car, you're gone.
Game over
instantly. They don't care how long you've been. My company let go of somebody that was there for 25 years because of that.
Yeah.
Just had a drunken night. Went home, got pulled over, lost his job the next day.
Yeah, you can't be drinking.
So, like, I mean, and the weight thing, that was always me. Like, I was always just lazy about it. I mean, obviously, if you're overweight, somebody's going to fuck with you.
Yeah.
But
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean,
just kidding.
It comes to the point where, like...
I mean that.
And I'll be honest, I think when I played football, I think everybody didn't think I deserved to be there. Okay. It was very clear. I didn't get along with anybody on the football.
I'm not gonna give you a check mark on that one. That's all I need right now.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like everybody didn't think I deserved to be there, honestly.
Okay.
And
no one's.
Yeah, nobody can argue with me on that because it's either yes or no.
Well, you said it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's just how I felt.
Yeah.
So like, I guess I've always had the thing where like, I just wanted to fuel something. And all that anger and everything that I had, I put it into weights, dude. And I think that's why I was so strong in high school, because I had so much pent-up anger.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just able to focus in and just do something that felt really good. Because I got angry when I lifted. Everybody saw it. It was great.
Well,
that's why everybody watched me. And that fueled me, because everybody was paying attention to me.
Yeah.
Again, that whole interaction of affirmation shit fueled me.
How does it feel when you're finally able to put together some puzzle pieces?
Oh, it's great.
Right?
You sit there. I mean, you still call me on my bullshit 24/7.
Yeah.
And now I have somebody else that calls me out on my bullshit. Like, so.
When did you start figuring it out?
Let's say about a year and a half ago.
When did you start figuring out that, maybe everything that is formally in your life is not just because of your decisions, but maybe it was things that happened to you as a child or whatever.
I mean, now that I think about it more, because I spend a lot more time alone these days, either be in the gym or whatever. I mean, because there's times when I'm running on the treadmill and I'm thinking, I'm listening to music obviously, but like I'm very zoned in, and like sometimes I'll do things, and then like I'll start asking myself, why am I doing these? Why do I want this? Why do I want that? Why do I want somebody to love me? What's fueling that? Why do I feel the need to be affirmed or having affirmations? Why do I need those? Why do I need the physical interaction?
Well, you're a human.
Yeah, but it's like, coming back to it, I was like, what caused it?
Never had them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And why I do certain things and why I say certain things. It all comes down to like you. What happened in your life to why you act that way about certain things.
And if you want to recognize it or not.
Oh, and I never wanted to recognize it.
Yeah.
I always felt like I had a great life and yada yada yada. But like,
you did. No one's taking that away from you.
What's a great life?
Well, yeah, no, I know what
exactly.
you're saying.
So like, you're growing up and then like getting everybody else's perspective of growing up and realizing the things that have happened, and you being able to like sit back and just lock into those and just see them kind of form, and like you realizing, wow, I crave this because I didn't get this, or I crave this because this happened, and it helps you compartmentalize every little thing, and that's what it's all about. I mean, being happy is being able to know yourself. I mean, who really knows themselves? There's not a lot of people out there that are comfortable with themselves. A lot of people are scared of themselves, so they act a certain way to please everybody else because that's what they want. They want to be liked. Whereas I'm at the point in my life where I don't care if you like me. I am who I am, and the guys at work know that. They fuck up. I'm telling them they fucked up. It's your choice to fix it, though. Because if you don't fix it, I'll fix it. But you're not going to get anything out of it. So, like, I don't know. I really enjoy the fact that, like, I can just sit down and figure out why I do certain things now. So.
Anything else you want to cover?
Nah, man. I think we're good.
We're hour 22 into it.
Hour 22? That's it?
What? Did it feel longer?
Yeah.
Because it's hot in here.
It's not hot.
You were sweating?
Because you're drinking.
Really?
You don't sweat when you drink?
I rarely drink.
Yeah.
This is the first time you've ever seen me drink.
Yes, this is the first time I've ever seen you drink.
Ever.
Your face is red.
I drink like an alcoholic.
That's a shocker. I don't drink like that.
You know, and the reason why is because
the last time I drank like that was last Friday. People kept handing me drinks, and I stopped.
I have to expand on what I said, because not like by the amount I drink, I mean like situational.
Oh.
First time I ever drank, I didn't want to do it, and I did, and I woke up the next day with pizza, empty box pizza, and a dent in my car. I was like, "What happened?" I guess I blacked out. So I took. I was like, how old was I? Was I 20?
Probably the first time you drank. I think. Would you go with Jake and all them?
No, I went with first girlfriend.
Oh, I have no idea. You didn't tell me about this.
I was 20.
You were probably 20 then.
And yeah, and I woke up and I had a huge dent in my car. I was like, fuck. And I kept on drinking, and I was drinking while I was paddleboarding. Bad idea. Not a good idea. But I was so scared. I was like, what the hell happened? I have a dent in my car. I had pizza. Because I didn't know alcohol. I didn't know liquor. I didn't know wine. I didn't know beer. And so I just put like a butt ton of my lemon vodka, Deep Eddies.
Yeah.
I just mixed a butt ton of lemonade with it, and I just chugged it. I thought the best way to get alcohol down was just not tasting it.
That's the worst thing you could possibly do.
Not here to argue. Not here to argue that. And then, so I did that. I guess we got food.
Got pizza, obviously.
So since from that moment, my cup is just staring at me right there. You see that thing? From that moment, I've been scared out of my mind to drink. And and this is what I mean when I say I drink like an alcoholic. I drink only at nighttime. It has to be after a certain time. I have to make sure everybody I know is okay. I have to make sure I'm in a room. And I have to make sure that there's nothing else I have to do that day. There's nothing I can't, because I don't want to be in a situation where my dad calls me and I had a stroke or something happens and I'm unable to get there. So when I drink, it is a whole ordeal. So if you see me drinking, you would think I'm a recovering alcoholic. Oh, I'm a recovering alcoholic who slipped up. Because I'm in a room, isolated by myself, with the TV on, with Taylor next to me, just like freaking out. I just don't like it. I've never been to a liquor store. I never been to a bar. It's just something about it. I don't like when everybody is collectively agreed to like transform and not have control of the reality anymore. It's like a signed contract that everyone's like, we don't like our reality. We're going to transform it.
Like I said, when I was talking to this girl that I just met at the bar, like me meeting her out in public, no. But I had some drinks and she had some drinks. It was great. Like,
yeah.
And it lightens me up.
Me too.
But like, that's the cool thing about it is it helps you.
But does that not trip you out though?
It's scary, not gonna lie, because like
it's literally slowing down a part of your brain.
At the time,
your oblongata is slower. Yeah, that thing's slower.
But like, it's funny because
slower blood flow.
It helps you talk to people.
Blood flow is just farther down there too.
Yeah, it does. But like, it makes it so much easier to have. For me, I like feeling tipsy. I like it. I'll never get drunk. I've never actually been drunk.
You're a big boy.
But I do enjoy feeling tipsy because I'm a happy drinker.
It really takes away all your insecurities. Like, you're not scared anymore.
That's not true. I stay well enough to where I'm still able to defend myself if shit goes sideways.
I get paranoid as fuck then. I get scared, dude.
Because
I use my wiener as a game to throw socks on.
Oh.
I lose. I like drinking because all of my worries, because I'm constantly like, my brain is just like quarter thoughts that are never going to be fulfilled. Just people throw them at me. Like, I'm like the garbage man for thoughts. So if I drink, it's just not there. I'm just like,
not it. When I actually drink and I plan on going out, not to get hammered, but to just drink and have a good time. Mm-hmm. You think I'm high? I'm constant smile all day.
Of course you are.
Smile. Like, my face hurts the next morning. I was smiling so much, laughing, just having a good time. And it's like, and it's sad because I know if I'm sober, I'll never be that happy, which is so weird. I can never be as happy as I am when I'm drinking. I know I will be. Like, I remember being.
You think that has a lot to do with like your ego? It's just so strong.
I don't know.
I would assume
it's weird. When I drink, I become the happiest person.
Yeah, because when you're not drinking, when you're sober, you're just so fucking worried.
Yeah, I guess I'm just carefree.
Yeah.
There's like things that I wouldn't normally do, like talk to a random fucking person that's just dancing there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, I wouldn't have never fucking approached her.
Yeah, I get a lot more racist and sexist when I.
Ooh, you're a little angry.
Drink alcohol. I do. I get a little bit more. I think it's funny though.
You barely already have a filter, so I could see that being really bad.
I have no filter.
Yeah.
My filter does not exist. I used to have one.
Maybe you should stay away from the bars. You might get punched.
You know what you need to no, because I would run like a girl before anyone ever tried to punch me. I'd be out in a second. I'd be like, what? No, don't get mad at me. I'd be so gone. Oh, I'd grab you. I'd be like,
what am I gonna do? Smile at him?
Yeah, get you punched. Knock your ass out before they get me. No, I ain't fighting anybody, dude. I know I would not do well.
Oh, fucking side note.
I would hug him.
The last time I went drinking, or that night we went drinking, I had like...
We?
Yeah, a group of people.
Not me.
Yeah, not you.
I would, dude.
So,
I get panicky just thinking about
One
that.
of our dudes was he works for like the DOD or whatever, and there's like in the PBR there's a like the punching bag thing that tells you how strong you are.
Why is that in a bar?
There's a freaking mechanical bull, so why not? So when we went there, he like put $1 in and punched it, and he hit like six.
What a dumb game.
He hit like 680 or whatever. And here's my happy ass. And I was like, oh, how much is it? $1? And I pulled out 4 quarters from my wallet and I put it in. I'm in like 12 drinks in, and I just punch it. I hit like 650. He's like, I'm sober. I just hit 680. You're fucking gone, and you just hit 650. And I was like, yeah, I kind of fucked up on that throw too.
Oh,
punched it sideways. Like I punched it like right here.
What a game, dude. This thing's whenever you're walking like Ocean City and you go next to the boardwalk, you look over and some dude who's wearing a wife beater with like cut off jeans and his wife who's wearing basically the same outfit, just like punching the shit out of the bag. Like that's a highlight. Like that is such a crazy game. We pay money just to punch something.
To see how hard we can.
We could punch anything. You could punch your pillow, but this thing tells you how hard you punch. I punch that hard.
But
how much you punch? I punch hard.
The sad part about that thing, it's rigged, so you have to hit it in the right spot, and like, it's not. It doesn't even matter. Like, you have some people that will barely hit the thing and still hit like 900. Where they hit it, and how they hit it.
Yeah, I think I've done that thing one time. I'm like, ow.
It's like the sledgehammer thing. Like,
yeah,
it's all about where you hit it.
That is true. I've seen a TV show on that.
Yeah, it's all about where you hit
it. Where you hit it. Did you hear something?
That's my chair.
Oh. Yeah, man. Well, you got nothing else to say?
Nah, man. Next time.
Next time what?
Next time we'll probably have more to talk about.
Yeah.
Because I know you told me to prepare for this, and I didn't prepare for this. I went to the gym instead.
I didn't prepare for it either.
Exactly. So we got an hour and 31 minutes of just kind of bullshitting.
Next time hopefully we don't have duct tape.
It works fine. See, now this be some shit if none of this is on. This be hilarious.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah, wouldn't you be mad? No, because we just end up doing it again.
Probably would. All right, man. So I guess we can wrap it up. If you guys enjoyed the episode, you're watching on YouTube, please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, your girlfriends, your mistresses, your adopted grandkids, your third cousins. If you're watching this on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or SoundCloud, please leave it a rating. Subscribe. With that being said, guys, thanks so much for listening and have yourself a great week. I'll see you in the next episode.